Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we are going to first take a look at the universal cycle for September 2022, and then we're going to break it down into each individual life path and take a look at those individual forecasts. This, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Also want to mention that coaching sessions for numerology, coaching with numerology, are now available again via Zoom. So I had to take them down for a little bit for personal reasons, but they are back. So if you wanted to meet face-to-face to have those coaching sessions, they're available again. I have some spots left in September, so get them while they're hot. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at September's energy, what we're working with the numerology, and how best to use that to our advantage, right? Okay, so the universal cycle for September is a 15-6 energy. So collectively, the energy of September can bring about welcomed personal freedoms, as well as larger scale freedoms, like on a global scale. However, keep in mind, the lifting of restrictions or opportunities for great progress often requires some kind of radical change after a more chaotic culmination. So the more radical change allows for a shift or a release from present limitations, allowing for much freer expression and more room to move and breathe. So no one's saying that this is necessarily going to be easy, but what it's allowing for is worth moving through it. So this can be a cycle where experiences sort of assist us in moving away from very rigid, long-held beliefs, and new beliefs can then come in, right, and bring more peace while sort of eradicating old fears. So think of September as the liberator. It's bringing this very liberating energy with it. Now, of course, as I always say, the energy can be present, but it's always what we do with it that's going to make the difference. Like if we put in the effort, if we show up, if we try to work with this energy, we're going to see the greatest rewards. If we fight it, if we try to move away from it, we're still going to get to the other side of it. But it's not going to be as comfortable, and we're just not going to sort of reap what we want. We're going to reap what we sow, right? So this can be a period when we have to be very, very decisive and make very important decisions while deciding whether those choices are self-limiting or setting us free. So overly attaching or clinging to people, things that sort of put us in a space of servitude or obligation, that can create burnout and resentment. So be very mindful about what contracts or what agreements that you choose to enter into during this cycle. If it feels good and liberating, great, go for it. You have the green light, and you probably won't have buyer's remorse. But if it feels restrictive, if it feels burdensome, or you have concerns, maybe try and wait until after this energy sort of passes. So maybe wait until the next month, if you can, right? Until you feel better about it, or again, until you have more information, if you can do that. Of course, we have to live life. We don't base it on the numerology or astrology or psychic predictions or whatever. We have to do what feels right for us in the moment. So just take this as guidance and do with it what you want. I'd also say with this energy, there's a big focus on not judging a book by its cover, especially this month. Outward appearances when it comes to a situation, especially around close relationships and or home life, can sort of cause unnecessary heartaches, trouble in partnerships, or knee-jerk reactions that carry heavy repercussions. So try to dig a bit deeper beyond the illusion to better understand the situation more holistically. Communication is golden, period. Inner realities are more trustworthy than outward appearances. But the more that you can communicate, the more that you're open to communication, the more that you can work through more quickly and just move on. And it may be that the other person is not willing to communicate. That's okay. If you tried, that's all you need to do. But in every situation, communication and real true communication where both parties are able to speak their truth and be heard, whether or not you agree with each other, but just that opportunity for that respect of conversation, just can clear up so much and alleviate so much drama. So I would say, word to the wise, especially in September, if you have an opportunity to open a line of communication, I would say do it. But again, the catchphrase for September, I think, is inner realities are more trustworthy than outward appearances. So really trust your gut, dig deeper, go with how you feel, take your time if you can, and just take your time. Throughout September especially, try to find the lighter side to a situation if you can. Even when we're going through the most difficult of challenges, laughter or even just a smile can change that energy of the moment and lift spirits. Laughter truly is the best medicine, not to sound cliche, but it truly is. And where there's laughter, there's always light. So maybe watch funny movies, spend time with children or playful animals, or surround yourself with people who can just always seem to make you laugh or giggle. We underestimate, I think, the true power and the true energy of laughter, but it is more priceless than any materialistic item on the planet. And we always have access to it. That's the thing. It's just we have to be willing to try to tap into it. When we can find our own ways of sort of looking beyond the limitations of circumstances, we bring about peace and satisfying solutions to that situation. So laughter cleanses the soul and can lead to physical healing. Laughter is a form of freedom. I'm going to say it again because I truly do believe it. Laughter is a form of freedom. So that's your forecast for September for the collective with the universal energies. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numerology and the energies for each individual life path number. Fellow life path number 4s. Okay, so I pulled an animal spirit message for us for September and we got puffin energy. And I love this for us so much. Pretty much, I think every 4 that I've met has had a really good sense of humor. I'm not just saying that because I'm a 4, but pretty much every 4 that I've met is very witty, has an interesting sense of humor, which I love. And so why I sort of tie that in with puffin is because, of course, they look like little clown birds, right? And they're just so much fun to watch. And it's so funny because we talked about in the intro about finding the lightness in a situation, finding time to laugh for enjoyment, all of those things. And I do think sometimes, even though 4s have such a great sense of humor, there can be a serious undertone to 4s because there's just okay, there's so much to get done and it's a very ambitious energy. So with puffin coming through, there's definitely this childlike wonder, this sense of freedom, this sense of jovialness that's coming through as well. And I think it's just really a reminder, especially for this month, because I'll talk about this in a minute, but we are also dealing with or working with very, very ambitious energy for 4s for September. And so I think puffin is coming in as just that added reminder to don't forget to take time out to just for enjoyment, to laugh, to find the lighter side of a situation, to recognize that it's going to get done. Whatever needs to get done is going to get done. And if it really needs to get done, you're going to see the support come in from the universe to assist you to get that done, whether it's through the people, funding, resources. We need to relax the control a little bit, because if it's not getting done, there may be an underlying reason for that. Maybe it's not meant to be done just yet, right? And no matter how much we push or we try to force, it's not going to change the outcome. It's just going to leave us frazzled and stressed out and overworked. And so, so with Puffin coming in, just try to find your own inner child, your inner child like wonder, and yeah, just try to see things through the eyes of a child, right? A more innocent approach, I guess, and try to find the lighter side of things, especially this month. Okay, so for September, for fours, we have this undercurrent energy that we're working with. That's one energy. So this is really, one energy is about self. It's about ego. It's about independence. This is really, really, really a cycle for fours to claim our place in the world as it relates to who we are right now in this moment. So there's an emphasis here with this energy on not waiting until we reach some level of, some expectation, whether it's our own expectation or an expectation that others have put on us, to really realize like what we have to offer and like what we are contributing in this moment right now, because it is needed, it is valuable, it does have worth, whether the people that we want to see that worth see it or not. The right people are going to see it and appreciate it and be able to utilize whatever it is that we're contributing. And so there's definitely something here about taking the pressure off of like always having to get to the next goal before we appreciate how far we've come, or before we value ourselves, or before we see our worth, or before we have self-respect in what we will accept and what we won't accept. A lot coming in around that this month. So you may see things surface that that try to like emphasize that for you, like where it is maybe that you are not valuing yourself in this moment, where it is that maybe you are limiting yourself and your experience in a way because you're saying I will allow myself this when I get to the end goal, right? When I meet the expectation, whether again, it's your own expectation or somebody else's. And in doing that, we really do limit ourselves. We limit ourselves in this present experience. And so a lot coming in for this to claim our place in the world right now. So current events could bring clarity around present circumstances, again, helping us to sort of see where we are setting those limitations, where it is that we're holding ourselves back and, waiting until we meet the expectation type thing. And these events, this clarity will help us to make the next decisions in this moment, right? And so this cycle can sort of get the wheels moving to achieve exactly whatever it is that we want. But the key is we have to get started in the moment, right? Like now. And we have to find a way to claim our place at the table, knowing that what it is that we are offering right now in this moment, however the circumstance looks, we still deserve a place at that table right now. So I think there's something to be said for that. And the people who do not want you to sit at the table do not belong at your table. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, so stop trying to, really stop trying to sit at their table. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and not to sound cliche, but it's like make your own table or go sit with the people who appreciate what you have to offer in this moment, not like waiting for you to become somebody that you're currently not or having expectations or whatever. There really is something solid to this. And I think that with fours especially, we can fall prey to this just because of the ambitiousness of like our sort of dedicated nature. And like, there's a lot of fours that struggle with like perfectionism and I don't want to say like people pleasing, but it's definitely like this, like trying to have things be perfect, and which is some level of control, some level of extreme control. And so when others put like these expectations on us, it's very easy to be like, okay, I will meet those expectations. And then we sacrifice ourselves and do all these things that just, deteriorate our own worthiness, our own self-respect. And so the point being, with this one energy, there's a lot coming in around identity. There's a lot coming in around like self-worth. And again, like, you know, stop putting yourself at the table where you're not wanted, and, you know, take your place at the place where you will be seen for who you are in this moment. And you might have to sit alone for a little while, and that's okay too, right? We're very independent energies. Like 4 energy is a very independent energy. And so, you know, you'll be fine if you have to sit alone for a little while at the table. But you know what? The people who are meant to be at that table with you will come. And in the interim, you know, take on Puffin spirit and just find your joy, like find your moments to laugh and just appreciate life. And, you know, it will all work out exactly the way that it's meant to. So really powerful energies this month for 4s, a lot coming in around, like, again, sort of inner sort of self-reflection, which sometimes can be a little challenging for 4s. Like, we just want to do the work. We want to get it done. We want to like contribute, all those things, right? It can be a very masculine energy in that sense. But this is very much about like claiming our space and claiming our place at the table, and knowing that we belong there. Like, we deserve to be there in this moment, not in 10 years, not in 6 months, but right now. So I hope it's a very powerful September for you all 4s. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.